go in the other room, hon, so I can leave you in peace. Not get a Yeah, that might be long. Honey, you can put whatever you want on. I don't mind. What do you want to watch? Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry about that. Yeah, I ran into the other room to try to help Jane get something on the jungle station, and can you guys hear me? Is everything okay now? We back together here. All right, cool, man. Yeah, so, oh, yeah. So, Paul, you were saying something about using a reed valve and having problems with it before. I've actually experienced the same thing. Um, I had really good numbers on my port timing, and I was like, oh, put the reed on. Once you put the reed on, that kind of stops port timing in a sense. It doesn't stop it, but in my understanding, it changes it because the um, the reed is actually controlling the flow of gas. I'm probably not saying it right, but anyhow, I don't know. For whatever reason, put the reed on, and it ran like a freaking boat anchor, man. It was just nuts. So, and this screen's fucking with me on my phone here, guys. Keeps wanting to shut off for some reason. I don't know if I just turn the screen around, if it'll do the same thing. Maybe because I set it down when I first tried to start the show. Said the magic word carburetor. Yeah, so let's get in there. Since I turned the screen around, it's probably a little bit foggy because it's that one camera's messed up on there. But and Leonard, yeah, thank you. You're saying something about him, a Cooney? Wow. Damn, bro. You know, there's nothing bad I can say about you. You've always been a great friend and kind of like a brother, father person to me. So, definitely. But yeah, well, we'll get something good figured out for the Smolik bike anyway. Let me just set this down. All right, so here we are in the great car box. Let's see here. Got an extra sprocket in there. Let me get my dick suck pad here. Let's see here. All right. Oh, so much easier on the knees when you get old. All right. Obviously, what we have here is just a regular Bofang. I really don't care for these. The jets that belong to those go to, I want to say it's there's a Honda model and also the, what is it, the 212 Predator carburetor or something. But I've got, here we have, this is the This is like a PZ20 kind of knockoff thing. I know I sent an actual Kaihein carburetor that I had laying around for years. It looked just like this almost to Leonard, and then he passed it on to somebody. I don't know what they did with it or what became of it. Hopefully they're getting some use out of it, but it hit pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. This is PWK 24. I think this actually belonged to Leonard. I had a couple of other PWKs. I think I had actually swapped out the this one that was on the engine he sent me to the PWK 21. This has been damaged a little bit. I think ended up losing this screw up here. I had tried to adjust that and it vibrated out. It decided it wanted to run like that though, so I just kept going. But the screw for the idle got bent at some point in time, so it'd still work though. I don't know how the idle's set, but I could, if it's all just a matter of getting that screw, it wouldn't be hard to fix for somebody. I've got a Nibby. I think this is a 24. Somebody passed this on to me, and it didn't have jets, and I think it's missing another piece on the main jet, the needle valve. Hold on a second here. Yeah, Leonard, the 212 Predator. There's a specific carb that goes to that, whatever. So anyway, but this Nibby's a pretty good setup right here. I think what happened with this one, I had to actually break the bleeder valve off on the bottom because it was sticking out, and I had also not only had I had to break that off, but if I remember correctly, if I can even find them, the clutch arm. Shit. Let's see where they're at. So yeah, so what I had to do was I cut a clutch arm in half, and I had to drill a hole through here, and then you can get a little clip that slides over the thing, and then just ran it like that instead. But the awesomeness of that at the same time of that being screwed up, because I don't know if it damaged that car, but it always ran pretty good. But with a shorter clutch arm, even if you're kind of like a heavy guy, it takes off, and like you don't have to pedal, and how it kind of like drags at first. Like when you let go of the clutch, it's instant. It's like boom, you're going. So whatever that, anyway, if that makes any sense or if that helps anybody, but so let's see what else here. Yeah, so this is a good carb too. I mean, I'd be happy to send you something, Paul. You know, just get on my email and contact me. And I know you're up in Canada. I don't know what the regulations are as far as like if there's any kind of problem with shipping something from the U.S. to you. But I could definitely try to get you something. This is an old NT carb. I think this was, this has got the Chinese thing on it. I want to say this was the speed carb, Chinese speed carb. Some of them said speed on the side too. And then there was another one that was Runwell. But you can see how this has a plunger on it. It's metal, obviously. It's got the spring. It's got the polyvinyl bushing at the bottom, really well put together. I mean, obviously, this is just a cheap piece of crap carb, you know, just a single jet. Everything runs off of the idle. The idle runs off of the main, so not the best, but as far as it goes, you know, you could either put the choke on in the winter if you really had to, but in the summertime, you could just come out, pump this 2, 3 times, and go. You know, so and I like these ones a lot better. I think they really do actually perform better than the Bofang bullshit. Um, so yeah, I got that one there too. Got some other parts for just here's another. Actually, this is here's a speed carb right here. Let me pull it out of the bag. I actually started rebuilding this one. Hey, so why does my bike rev randomly? Oh, that's a great question. It's just at random. That's hard to say, really. But yeah, you can see this actually, if you can read it, this actually says speed on it. But they switched over to the plastic plunger at that point in time. So it wasn't quite as good of a deal. But I took I took a piece off of one of those Bofangs and I put it on here. I super glued it in instead of the just the little nib that's on there for a different setup. But I got the parts in there to build the rest of these. I mean, here's another one. This is a Bofang here, but yeah. If you need help up there, Paul, don't be bashful, man. Definitely have no problem trying to help you out, bud. So, but yeah, that's what I'm working with here, guys. I mean, I took this apart to show you guys a while back on one of the videos on the power jet in here. You have to drill that out. I'm not going to get back into that, but that's why it's in pieces. That comes out of the back along with the Venturi. The reason you have to do that is there's not enough force on these small engines to bring that through. So you just have to kind of let it walk through on its own. So that does help with the flow control on these. But like I said, let me see if I still have the... I don't want to mess this stuff getting up out of here. Let me see if I still have the screw in here for it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's do that twist. This is just this is actually a pad that you would get from an auto body shop that have either a red one, a black one, or a gray one. This is like and then you could, it's kind of like a harder, but just a quick tip to, I don't actually, yeah, I think the idle screw was actually lost in translation, unless it's in the bag here. Nah, it's MIA. But other than that, I mean, I could send that to you for free, bro. I mean, I'll, you know, whatever's clever. Let's see here. Your bike randomly revs. Is that so? You're like, you came to a stop. You got the clutch in. You're not giving it any gas. It's just idling, and all of a sudden, it'll rev up and go back down. Is that what you're saying, Puddle Rat? It randomly revs. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Your timing might be, your port timing on your carb might be at like a really good number, stock or not. Sometimes they come in a little higher or lower. The gasket's a little thicker. Anything could change shit around. But my guess is that probably you're at just right at that, like right next to a sweet spot where like you could, if you just dropped it down a little bit, possibly. I'm not 100. I'd really have to think about it, but um, yeah, yeah. You like, in other words, what I'm trying to say is you got really good numbers, and what's happening. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe there's something else going on. Um, Let me think about this. So on your intake, possibly what's happening is you're sitting there, and when you're sitting there, the gas is coming in from the carb. It's pulsing. It's aspirating. It's coming down into your intake, and you've got extra gas that puddles up in that space. So once that happens, then all that extra gas forms a drop and it goes down, and that brings the power way up because it's a lot more gas on that certain time every time it's going up and down and the engine's firing. So what you could do, I've actually done before, and it might help. But if you're confident enough in your skills, this has got crap all over the place. Let me try to take this, get a better one here to show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I even have another cylinder laying around. That one's got something on it. Yeah. Short on cylinders right now. We got several cases we could help people with, but so anyway, set it here. Get the light on. So we were talking, all that stuff's going on, and then what's happening is in this area, the gas starts to build up in there. There's the natural aspiration. It's a fine mist. Pistons going up and down really, really fast. The number on here is really close to being perfect. And then all of a sudden, with that extra gas, it forms a big drop and falls down in, and that sends your freaking shit going way crazy. So, Puddle Rat, what you want to do is get yourself either a Dremel or either like a file like this, a triangle, or a round file like this. And you want to go right to the center of your intake. See, I have this pointed. You'd go to a point and you'd go back and forth, or you'd take the round file and just round it out. And basically what I'm telling you to do is you're making a little trail or path, like a river right there. And I've kind of talked about that a little bit over a past couple of videos and stuff. It could help you immensely. It could screw it up. So it's your call. Again, what's happening is that gas that's getting trapped in there all forms into that line. So instead of one drop, it kind of builds back up and goes down in a more smooth kind of process. Instead of it just pooling in there and all of a sudden all going in at once, it kind of forms like a queue, or it's like a river falling down. And does that make sense to you? Can you understand that? So it's I can't say exactly what your problem is, why that's happening though. More than likely it's something to do with if you're just sitting and you're idling at a stoplight or a stop sign or a corner or whatever, and it revs up like that after a couple minutes and goes back down. That's probably, in my mind right now, that's probably what's going on. Could be giving you bum advice. I hope I'm not, but let's see here. Bet is an air leak. If it was an air leak, Leonard, I hear you too. That was my first thought. But an air leak would be more of a constant rev. It would rev up and it wouldn't come back down. You'd get there, you know, you let off the gas, and then all of a sudden, whoop, it'd go way up. Or as soon as you let off the gas, it would go right up. And then once you start going again, it's back down to the normal idle. So, I mean, that being said, shit, it could be a lot of things, really, right? Jetting could be all screwed up. Something else too, a lot of people don't realize. I can try to show you here on a bike real quick. I got handlebars in here, right? So on your, actually it's probably in the carb box now I'm thinking about it. I might have something in here, hold on. I'm knocking containers over there, I'm trying not to spill stuff. So on both ends of your throttle linkage, you have a little screw. At the carburetor itself, on the top, you know, not this one necessarily, but most of them have a little screw that goes up and down. And what that does is pull your throttle either up or down a little bit, the cable. So if you want to close it more or open it more, kind of like that, if you can understand that. But the other end of that does the same thing. This will also either give you more gas or less gas. You can actually cut your gas down to like half of what it is. Like you can have this fully open, or you can have it like, what I'm trying to say is like you could have a bike that'll do 60, 65 miles an hour, but you can actually control the speed of your bike all the way back up here to make it only do 40 or 35. So there's a lot of little iffy, this could be a problem or that could be a problem. I don't think either of those are the answer, though. Like I said, again, I'm going to say it's probably more that you're just pulling gas in there somehow. Anyway. But listen, guys, I'd really love to keep this up and going. Appreciate you for being here. Like I said, I'm sorry at the end of the video I forgot. You can keep it going, but it started to say next video, and I forgot to press stop, so it didn't go to and that's why the live feed ended, even though the video was over or something like that. But just wanted to get back on here and tell you guys again, thanks for being here. Hopefully, you know, I know the video is long and drawn out, as I said, pretty much more a rant and rave bullshit. But, just kind of like bad information, you know, like not to knock them. Like, again, it's like I talked to the dude before. It's like, bro, you have no idea what you're saying. Oh yeah, I do. Well, then explain it to me. And then like oh, I don't know. Well, that's just what I looked up online, or I saw that in a group, or okay, well, how do you know those people are even telling you what's right, bro? You're going out and making videos about shit you haven't even discovered for yourself or tried to implement on a bike or something. You know, you're giving people bad information, bad juju. You wreck somebody's engine and that's all the transportation they have and they're poor as shit. You just fucked their whole life up. You know, I do my best to try to give people what they need to know. You know, Leonard, Paul, a few other guys that are bouncing in and out of here. Several hundred people, really. There's a lot of people that do know what's going on with their builds and other people's stuff. But just posting a video to try to get watches because you know, I'm getting money, or, you know, the kid got recognized by Bikeberry somehow and it just thought he was going to take off to the moon, and just, even his first videos, he's like bad-mouthing saws, bad-mouthing timing wheels. Now he's all about that stuff. It's like, whatever, bro. If I say something wrong, call me out. You know, I'm happy to say, you know, I was wrong. This is the right way to do it. And I'm glad I have the right information for you. So, Leonard says, my channel's live. Yeah, bro. I got you. Hey, everybody, go see Leonard right now. Have a good time. What is this? I get nothing, pay for all. Yeah. Jack of all trades, knows nothing. knows a little bit about everything and knows nothing about anything. But yeah, I had to put that up. I put that on the tab of that video with his name like crossed out. It's like windowed piston. You have to do this with a reed. These are the steps. No, you don't. I just built this thing and put it on my bike. And unfortunately, with a broke hand, I can't hold a phone and show it to you guys running. I probably had somebody hold it for me. I could barely twist the gas. Started up and went, idled fine. Bike's perfect. You know, I got no blowback now. No window piston. So every time that goes up and down, the reed sending everything through. One shot and done. You know, so I'm not worried about it. Did I gain any horsepower? No. Did I gain any speed? No. Maybe a half mile, mile an hour if I'm lucky. And I wasn't looking to. I just did it because I'm like, fuck this kid. I want to tell people the right thing. And I'm sick of people doing it wrong. So there it is. Again, thank you everybody for being here. Sorry about my candor. But I'm just tired of the lies. All these, you know, I identify as a frog and, you know, I'm a freaking whatever else. And I want to say one more thing on that too, because we were just talking about it. Guys and gals out there, think back a couple of years. I know things move so fast and you go on to the next thing and you forget and a lot of stuff gets lost up here. This is the great forgetter. But I want to tell you something before I end this thing. And you know too up there in Canada, Paul, with Trudeau. I'll send that up to you. You can tell him I'm number one. All right. A couple years ago, all the colleges across America were in solidarity. They were meeting at the football stadiums for the games, and there was a simple thing going on because this country was headed downhill and everybody knew it. Somehow all this woke bullshit got brought in. I don't know why or what or where it came from. But if you think back clearly in your mind and remember everybody in unity chanting, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden. So if he wins this election and if he stays in it and everybody votes for him, he's got no pull. That's all I'm saying. So if things go another way and this country really ends up bankrupt and turmoil and civil war and food lines with no stuff, and that's why people are at each other, you get what you paid for. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But love you all. Keep the rubber side on the road. Till next time, be well, harm none, Godspeed.